Hi, thank you for visiting us today. My name is Brendan Barton, joined here by my friend and client Carmela. Today's video was actually inspired by her when she told me that she noticed skin around her eyes changing and she couldn't do the same type of makeup she used to. She tried to find videos on YouTube and she said not many applied to people over 40. So in this video, I will be giving general tips on a full face day look anyone can use really, but may be especially helpful for those who's noticing changes from aging in their skin. Let's get started. First, I always try to address my clients' skincare needs because the most important thing to do to get your absolute best makeup results is to consistently use an effective skincare routine. There's no need to rub products in roughly. Doing too much can encourage lines and loss of firmness. Apply with gentle, smooth upward and outward strokes. Careful not to pull the skin. And don't forget the neck. Here I am playing the piano on Carmela's face to help stimulate the skin, and it's also fun to see her laugh. Now we're ready for color. Next is primer. Primers come in many formulas these days, but what they generally have in common is that they work to help provide additional smoothness to skin texture and help foundation hold for longer wear. Who doesn't want that, right? In terms of foundation for maturing skin, I tend to prefer a lightweight formula. I want to create a natural look of luminosity and health coming from the skin rather than a mask-like appearance. Too much product can accentuate lines, so always start with a light of hand. You can always add more. For Carmela, I start from the center of her face where it tends to be the most red and uneven and expand out following the natural direction of hair growth for an extra smooth application. For the parameters of her face, I only use what's left on the brush and extend it to the neck for a seamless look. I prefer to apply concealer after the foundation so I can just concentrate on areas that need extra coverage. For Carmela, I'm using again a lightweight liquid formula, and I see that I mainly need it to cover some darkness coming through under and around the inner corners of her eyes. If you notice, I'm actually using a rather firm eyeshadow brush to apply the concealer, as I find it helps to better diffuse the pigments to give it almost an airbrushed appearance. If you have lines under your eyes, this is where a good moisturizer and primer comes in handy to provide a smoother canvas and help protect against creasing. Now I'm warming up her skin and starting the glow process with a cream bronzer. I know a lot of people on social media love to talk contour, but please, no need to do those thick layers and harsh angles you may see many do. It can age your appearance. As we age, nature tends to provide you with natural contour. For Carmela, I'm not trying to create the look of cheekbones, they're already great, but I'm following the lines of her cheekbones and blending the color upwards and towards the top of the ears into the temples to give her face warmth. I'm not using bronzer on her strong jawline today because I want to create a soft effect on her face. Please remember, a technique that's good for one face shape may not be good for another. So experiment to see what looks best and for different occasions. And experimenting, to me, is part of the fun of makeup. Next, I follow with a peachy cream blush to accentuate the glow from the bronzer. Carmela doesn't have lines on her cheeks, but for skin with some lines, I generally prefer a cream blush as some powder formulas can accentuate lines. Also, don't be afraid of brighter color, because our skin can get dull and sallow as we age. A pop of color can give skin an instant boost. Here, I apply the cream blush outward as I blend it lightly with the bronzer. This gives the appearance of a smooth gradation of color without harsh lines. I use light hand with application and at this point only giving a soft layer of color to the face. The final amount applied will depend on the balance it has with the lip color. Now this part is not necessary for a daily look, but Carmela is not oily and I wanted to give her a bit of a soft glow on her nose. Also, look at her eyes as they follow my fingers. It's time to highlight the face. I'm using a finely milled highlighter that subtly reflects light here because I want people to notice her beautiful glow and not her makeup. I start from the highest points of her cheeks and blend into the other colors to accentuate the gradation of glow. Lightly touch on the central areas of her face such as the chin and above her brow bones. This makes her face look more multidimensional as the highlights blend with the warm tones. I am now setting the face makeup with the light dusting of fine powder. This step helps your face makeup stay in place and increases makeup wear. Always tap off the excess powder from your brush so it doesn't look cakey on your face. Look for areas on your face that may show more shine than you want. For most people, it's the T-zone or central area of the face. I start on the forehead and loosely dust the remainder down, then roll the brush on the cheek areas to blend the highlighter and face colors so they look more like a part of her skin. When using a powder to set the concealer under the eyes, use a very light hand. Only a little is needed, and a good powder will also diffuse light away from lines. It's time for the eyes. Carmilla has some natural oils, uneven skin tone, and some creasing on her lids, so I'm going to apply a liquid eye primer from her lash lines to brows. This is a miracle worker product to help even out uneven lid texture and color for smoother, longer lasting shadow wear and better color payoff. Also, if you are tired and don't want to do too much, you can just use this by itself to brighten the eye area to look more lively and awake. I even use this eye primer a lot of times to brighten the under eye area. Next, I apply a warm vanilla tone shadow under her brow bone and to the inner corners of her eye area to give the appearance of more lift and brightness. Instead of doing long strokes, I like to do short dabbing motions here to deposit more even color that seems more a part of her skin. Now, so many people have heard the rule that if you are over a certain age, you should not wear anything shiny on your lids. Well, I don't believe in strict rules in makeup. First of all, just because you are 40 does not mean you have the same type of skin as the next 40-year-old. Also, there's a difference between little girl glitter and sophisticated soft sheen. Don't let any rules you've heard stop you from trying something that may be good for you. After the highlight color, for the easiest, most flattering day look, go with a medium tone neutral shadow. I like these tones because if you have something you want to hide, the color has enough depth to do so as it defines, while not being so dark as to be harsh looking or make it hard to blend. I like to start at the outer corners and blend from the lash line up to a bit above the crease. Go easy and see step by step the intensity you want. Remember, it's usually easier to add more than take away. Blending is key, so I like to go over everything with a fluffy brush and make sure there are no harsh lines. And blend, blend, blend. When it comes to eyeliner, Carmilla told me that the older she gets, the harder it is for her to do precise lines and detail makeup without those really magnified mirrors. This is why I'm using a black eyeshadow as liner here. As you can see, I'm not being precise and just doing a lot of back and forth movements close to the lash line. This still gives your eyes definition, makes your lashes look thicker, and much easier than trying to draw a straight line when it's hard to see. We already curled Carmilla's lashes to open up her eyes more, and today I am using a gentle waterproof formula because her eyes can get watery. I don't think she wants darkness under her eyes in the middle of the day to make her look more tired. I recommend dabbing the wand into some tissue first to remove excess mascara to help prevent clumps and spidery lashes. I like to apply starting at the base and wiggle it out to the tip. Do as many layers as you see fit. This particular mascara also has a very thin brush side with intense pigment that I like to use to define the hard to reach areas and to give the lashes more depth and luster. While I'm applying the mascara, I want to start talking about the next step and what I believe to be one of the more important, yet one of the more neglected areas in makeup, the brows. Getting the right shape for your face and spending time on it can make a difference on your overall expressiveness, the frame of your eyes, and completing your makeup look. I've noticed many times how simply filling in the color or creating a more flattering shape of brows on clients can take years off their appearance. Again, there are no strict rules here, as every face is different. But as the guideline, quote-unquote ideal brows should start lined up with the outside of the nose, the arch around the middle of the pupils, and end along the line if one was drawn from the side of your nose past the side of your eyes. Whether you use a wax, cream, powder, or pencil, use a light hand and short strokes. Again, it's always easier to add more than take away. You want to imitate the natural growth of brow hair and fill in to create shape and definition without making them look too drawn. Go really light of hand towards the end of the brows as they tend to be thinner. Use a brush to help blend color and to help make sure the brows are not unruly. Carmilla has a beautiful brow shape for her face, so here I'm just filling in the sparse areas. For lips, I like to start the process with the lip balm, as too many times lips can be dry and lip color does not look as best. You can even do this before you start to apply any makeup, so it has time to absorb. Like I said in the beginning, skincare is always a good idea. When we get older, our lips tend to lose its definition, and for some, lines develop outside the lips so lip color bleed out. Using a lip liner is a good idea to help with both of these concerns. It helps to add definition back to the lips, it can change a lip shape if you like, help provide a barrier for lipstick bleeding, and can also help hold lip color for longer wear. I usually not only line but fill in the entire lip because I don't want lipstick to fade to leave that line just around the lips. If your lips are thinner, try outlining your lips just a tad bit outside your natural lip line, and when filling in your lip with the liner, skip the middle of the bottom lip to make them look more pouty under lip color. Now, lipsticks would have to be my top makeup obsession. I believe I have more lipstick colors than any other makeup product in my kit. It's just one of the easiest things you can do to change up a look or mood. Today, I'm using a glossy semi-sheer formula, allowing Carmilla's natural lip color to mix in with the lipstick color. I dab on a gloss with my finger to help it blend with the lip texture for a more natural look. Then, I dust on a light layer of natural powder to help with wear. Lastly, I dab on a little more gloss to finish off her day lips. After the lips, I step back to look at her face, and since this look is about the eyes, cheeks, and lips being balanced, I start to add a bit more highlighter and blend that with a light dusting of blush to match the tone of the lip color. Then I give a halo of a peachy glow above the crease of the eyes that ties the whole look together. Maybe just a little bit more. And there you have it, a nice day look, perfect for work or going out with friends. After practicing a few times, you should be able to do this in about 15 minutes or so. Okay, Carmilla. If you have makeup questions you'd like answered, please leave comments below. I would appreciate a thumbs up and a subscribe, as I would love to make more videos like this for you. And if you are in the Seattle area, I'd love to see you in person. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next week.